Electoral and Boundaries Commission has officially launched the mass voter registration exercise. The exercise took off to a slow start, with many registering low numbers on the first day. Our reporter was at KICC where the exercise was officially launched. That is Murimi Mwangi. If you can talk to us about how this happened and what are the highlights as this mass voter registration kicked off in Nairobi.
Good afternoon, Sharon. Of course, the clarion call as it is across the country is for the potential voters to turn out in large numbers and to register as voters. Here in Nairobi, the IEBC says it's targeting some 904,000 potential voters who have not yet been registered to participate in the 2017 elections. And of course, the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga was in this particular function, as well as Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero. Both leaders calling upon their supporters and, of course, various people across the country, not just here in Nairobi, to turn out in large numbers and to register as voters. The IEBC also gave a clarification with regard to the criteria used for the distribution of the BVR kits. Earlier, there was a complaint from some elected leaders from Nairobi who argued that there are specific wards where they did not have as many wards as many BVR kits as they would have expected. But of course, the IEBC has said that the criteria used was such that the potential voters do not have to walk large distances to access the IEBC staff and to participate in the voter registration exercise. Sharon.
Right, Murimi, and just speaking with that criteria, as we spoke about, and we saw earlier my colleague Akisa Wandera just speaking to some of the leaders present there, and there has been questions with regard to how these kits have been distributed. Did you manage to speak about, just to interrogate further, what these leaders want with regard to population versus geography of such places, perhaps?
Remember, even in the earlier phase of the mass voter registration, this was a complaint from the opposition coalition as well as some leaders from the Jubilee side, because the IEBC at the time was using just over 5,000 kits. But this time round, the IEBC has increased those kits to 7,000. And in their criteria, every ward will have a minimum of 3 BVR kits and a maximum of 10 kits. That, of course, based on the geographical size of the wards and not the population density or the number of potential voters that the IEBC is seeking to register. And that has been a bone of contention even for the elected leaders who came here. But of course, the IEBC said that even with a few kits, even in wards here in Nairobi that could be having a minimum, having the BVRs in their minimum number, that of 3 kits in the ward, what they ought to do is to mobilize their supporters to turn out in large numbers and to participate in the ongoing exercise to register Kenyans ahead of the 2017 elections. Sharon.
All right. Many thanks, Murimi Mwangi, just speaking to us from KICC, where we saw that mass voter registration exercise kicked off earlier today. Meanwhile,